You have all seen him, the Tat Man. He might be young, he might be old, he might be driving a van, or he might be on an horse and cart, straight down the middle of the road, dead slow, like he's got all the time in the world. And you're there in your cars behind him, getting all lit up, popping your horns and cursing him. And he don't care, because he can curse longer than you and louder, and he's just got more of a bite to it. And don't you just fear him, and don't you just hate him as well, him and all his kind. Because they come from a different time, a different world. They know things that you don't, and know things you've forgotten. Wouldn't you just once like to be able to reach into the world and pluck out one of the secrets and see what it says? What would you do with it, eh? More to the point, what would it do with you? Do you think it would be worth the risk, eh? Do you think it would be worth the risk? Course it would. Course it would. Let's have a look. Because there's that little pony pulling a cart through some wild and bleaksome part of the world. High ridges, biting winds, snow coming down thick and fast. And driving that wagon, it's a young woman. Part of a band of travelling folk, only she's lost the rest of her clan. It's dark night, it's bitter winds, and she's on her own. And her belly's big with a baby. And don't ask who the father is, nor where he is neither, because she don't know, neither do I. Anyway, it's dark night, she's all on her own. Poor thing. And just when you think it can't get any worse, that poor little pony loses its footing, slips, falls off, drags the wagon with it. Before she knows it, that poor mother-to-be flying through the air, head first in a deep drift of snow, legs sticking up and out. Well, if you'd have thought that being in such a position wouldn't exactly have helped with a baby being born, you'd be wrong. Because while that mother is kicking and clawing away, trying to get out of the hole she's in, that baby starts kicking and clawing, trying to get out of the hole he's in. Well, it's a race to see who gets there first, and the mother only just makes it, because no sooner she's back on her feet, then here comes the baby, wailing and wailing and finding itself in such a screaming, fearful world as the one it's landed in. Well, the mother wraps the baby in the shawl, takes a moment to look round, and sees that they've fallen into some sort of little dip in the side of the hill. And there's the wagon smashed to pieces, and lying there dead, that poor little pony with its neck broke. Well, it almost breaks her heart when she sees that poor little creature dead, but she's got another little creature here to worry about now, and if she don't find shelter for him soon, he's going to be out of this world sooner than he's been in it too long. Well, she's looking round, wondering what she can do and where she can find shelter. And she looks down at that poor little dead pony and realises she's looking at the answer. But I warn you, this story ain't for the faint-hearted, but it's how it happened, so I've got to tell it. In the back of her belt, she's got this knife. It's only short, but it's sharp. So she wraps that baby even tighter in a shawl, so she's got both hands free. Takes that knife out of her belt, gets it in both hands, squats down in front of the horse, and with both hands pushes into the belly and pulls and spills all the guts, the stomach, the whole steaming, stinking mess. Oh. And she puts the baby into the horse's stomach. Well, it ain't very long before the baby's fast asleep, because it's like an oven in there. And the mother wraps the shawl round her best she can, pulls herself up as close as she can, and sits there to wait out the storm. And that's where they found her the next morning with folks, when they came back looking for her. And they found two where they'd left one. because there's the baby, fast asleep, still alive, inside that horse. The storm had passed. It was a clear day. A fine, clear day, she told me, for me to be born into, out of the dark of a storm and a horse's belly. Huh. I reckon that calls for a drink. The Tat Man and the horse, the two go well together, for where the one is to be found, there you will find the other. They walk the open road, in fine and in bad weather, rest beneath the starry sky when they can go no further. The Tat Man, he wears boots made of the finest leather, and the horse he goes about well shod, steps light as a feather. The whole world they do roam, its oddments they do gather, they share the wealth between them both, like sister and like brother. For the Tat Man and the horse, the two go well together, for where the one is to be found, there you shall find the other. For where the one is to be found, there you shall find the other.